Molishani Bonse, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tembi Fletcher if it's your first time here, and I make eclectic videos ranging from fashion, interior design, thrifting, and a few other topics that I find interesting. So if that is your jam, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. We'd love to have you as a part of our community. So anyway, today we're going to be digging into the flamboyant natural summer style, and I'm going to be giving you some summer recommendations for the flamboyant natural. So as promised in my last video that I did about the soft dramatic, spring and summer style recommendations for the soft dramatic, I mentioned at the end of the video that I want to give you other style ID recommendations, simply because the people who watch my videos vary on a wide spectrum, on a wide scale. So not everybody looks the same. Some of you are tall, some of you are short, some of you are blunt, muscular, others are really curvaceous. So I want to be able to cater to everybody's needs as much as I can, and that is why I'm going to be bringing you this video today. That is why I'm bringing you this video today, rather. Okay, so first and foremost, for those of you that are lost, I am going to be reading you some characteristics of the flamboyant natural according to Kibbe, the Kibbe styling system. This is what it says about the flamboyant natural. The flamboyant natural has a mainly natural core, so which means you're part of the natural family. So it is defined as a blunt yang. Okay, so it's saying it's defined as a blunt yang with a dramatic yang undertone. So you're basically, for the most part, you're basically yang, and which is kind of interesting. I actually didn't know that, but all the same, I think flamboyant naturals are absolutely gorgeous. 3/4 of the people in the modeling industry fall under the flamboyant natural Kibbe body type, and so you count yourself blessed because you can pull off almost anything. So you are very, very fortunate for that. So this is what it says. You have a strong yang to your body and features, but your body also has blunt edges. So even though you are yang dominant, your bones aren't as angular as the dramatic body type. So the dramatic and soft dramatics, rather your bones are blunt. So they kind of like, you go like straight and then you kind of fold like that. I don't know if that makes any sense. Yeah, so you are broad, long, and somewhat angular. So somewhat angular, but without the severe edges. According to Kibbe, you have an approachable, creative, charismatic, and warm demeanor. So that's just his opinion. I don't know if that is true. If you think you're flamboyant natural, please let me know in the comments down below if he is accurate. I cannot, I wouldn't say that I think that describes every flamboyant natural. So I think it's more of a general statement. Okay, so when it comes to where you fall on the Kibbe scale, you are first and foremost in the natural family, and then you have some dramatic family notes. But ultimately, you're not an even mix of the two. You can generally be described as straight, broad, and blunt. A lot of flamboyant naturals have a muscular quality to their bodies as well. Quite often, the bust and hips tend to be straight or flat, but not always. So I think for a lot of people who fall in this body type, hello, how are you? Yeah, for a lot of women who fall under this body type, the minute they hear broad and they hear straight and blunt and then also hear muscular, they basically just take it like they look like men. Because usually, like, if you think about the description of most men, you think of somebody who's broad, somebody who's straight in their physique, and somebody who's muscular as well, right? But this doesn't necessarily mean that every single woman that falls in the flamboyant natural body type is going to typically look like this. I think here, not that I think, I'm learning that Kibbe just means that when it comes to broadness, you're very open, so you have a lot of width in your frame. And even when it comes to muscular, you tend to look a lot more muscular because of your blunt edges as well as your broad frame. But that doesn't mean that you don't look feminine or you can't be feminine. So I think that's a misconception that most people have about flamboyant naturals, is that they look just like men. They have men's bodies, but that's not always the case. So I will give you examples of a verified Kibbe flamboyant natural, and that's Tracy Lee. Is it Tracy Ellis Ross or Tracy Lee Ellis Ross? So she's a verified flamboyant natural, and so is Michelle Obama. But if you look at those two women, you would never think of them as muscular. You'd never think of them as like they have a male form. But they actually do fall in the flamboyant natural family because of the width in their upper back as well as their shoulders. So that's basically what it means when it comes to being broad and blunt. And it did say the bust and hips often tend to be straight and flat, but not always. So I have seen some flamboyant naturals who are very busty, but what makes them not fall into like the soft dramatic Kibbe body type is that even when it comes to how they dress or how clothes fall on their bodies or how clothes drape on their bodies, their bust will not necessarily push through the fabric. So you don't necessarily need that curve accommodation for most, or if not all, flamboyant naturals. And let me just say for most, because I think some flamboyant naturals look a lot more narrow. You're going to find that they're going to be frame dominant. So what you're going to see first and foremost is their blunt bones. You're going to see the frame, basically like how their shoulders go kind of straight across and then fall. So not like this, like my shoulders are almost like they're angular, but they kind of have that round edge about them. Although I would even argue that my shoulders are slightly broad, but they're just not, they're not open, I guess I should say. So I hope that makes sense. This is something that I'm still learning as well. But anyway, let me not dwell on this because I need to give you some style recommendations. Okay, and it does say here that you shouldn't get hung up on the words broad, straight, or blunt, or subconsciously reject this ID because of the descriptors. Just wait, you can look gorgeous and sexy as a flamboyant natural, also referred as an FN from here on out. So your height, you're moderate to very tall, usually 5'5", or usually over 5'5". While there is no height requirement for this ID, there is a focus on a strong vertical line. So just like the dramatic body type, so dramatic, including the soft dramatics, you appear very, very tall. So basically you have like a long vertical line. And so then you also have a broad quality to your bones. You have wide shoulders, like I said earlier. You have long arms and legs, and that helps with that vertical elongation. Then you have larger hands and feet that can be narrow if they have the length still. So broad or prominent facial features, often your nose, your cheeks, or your jaw will have a blunt or square quality to them. Your eyes are usually either very large and open or have a straight shape and feel small. You have straight lips, usually thinner. You have taut cheeks, although this can change with weight gain. When flamboyant naturals gain weight, they tend to gain it mostly from the waist down, although their faces can get softer and fleshier overall as well. They often become more square, losing their waist, and stocky as they gain weight. A flamboyant natural will not have voluptuous curves or hourglass figure, although it's not impossible to have some curves as a flamboyant natural. So just like I mentioned earlier, you're not going to look like a man just because you're broad and muscular, considered broad and muscular. You just won't have Jessica Rabbit curves, so like soft dramatics, the tall hourglass. And then you're not going to have delicate facial features. You're not going to have small, sharp bones or features. You're not going to be extremely petite in stature, or you're not going to have any sharp or narrow bone structure. And I'm going to end here. So I hope that at least that clarifies what you need to consider if you're still trying to figure out what your Kibbe ID system is. Kibbe ID is, I'm going to leave a few videos that I think you're going to find really helpful in the description down below, so make sure that you check it in case you're still confused and you want to get more information from somebody who's a professional typing artist. I don't know if we should call them that, but yeah. But anyway, so now let's move on to the fun part. I have been doing a lot of research on Pinterest about summer clothing for flamboyant naturals. So first and foremost, just like the soft dramatic or dramatic body types, you need to accommodate your vertical first, because you look very tall. So you're not always tall, but you're going to appear to be a lot taller than you might be, or you're going to be very tall altogether. So making sure that you accommodate that is going to make you look your best. So whether you're wearing pants, something that looks really good on flamboyant naturals that I've noticed are very unconstructed pieces of clothing. So clothing like linen, I think, looks amazing on flamboyant naturals because it's unconstructed, it's very kind of relaxed. Sorry, my kids are making noise in the house, so I can't get away from it. Whether I'm outside or inside, they make noise all the time. Yeah, so unconstructed clothing, so something that isn't basically too stiff or too like figure conforming is going to look amazing on you. Men's button down shirts look really good if you wear those, let's say with some straight jeans, or rather even low rise jeans look amazing on flamboyant naturals because you don't need to accommodate any curve. So if, let's say you wore button down men's shirt with some low rise jeans and then just wore some sneakers on at the bottom, or some sandals, or even platforms, you would look absolutely amazing. And to be honest, I'm kind of a little jealous because I've always wanted to pull off a look like that, like look really chic in casual outfits, but oh my gosh, the struggles. The struggle is real, so I can't pull it off, but you girls definitely can. So I'd say go with it. Go with all those unconstructed lines, like kimonos as well will look amazing on you because they don't really restrict your body in any way. So you want something that is really open, that kind of opens you up. Something else that I think looks really good on flamboyant naturals that would be great to wear in the summer are asymmetrical tops. These also help to accentuate your shoulders, your broad shoulders, or your blunt frame, and they just look amazing because they're nice and open. They give you that openness as well, and those are just going to look really good. So be it dresses, tops, asymmetrical tops, they will look fantastic on you. Now, a popular style recommendation that I think a lot of people in the natural family get a lot are boho clothing, boho styles, or the boho style rather. And if you're into that, I think anything boho is going to look amazing on you, which is really true. But I've come to realize that most women just want to wear whatever, whatever they're drawn to, what they like. So I don't believe that every flamboyant natural needs to be dressed like needs to be dressed in boho clothing. So like the really the bohemian dresses and the bohemian feathers and hats, straw hats and stuff like that. You don't necessarily need to wear that unless you want to, but that is definitely something that is going to work to your advantage if you do like bohemian style, because it just looks amazing on you ladies. So embrace it. I mean, flaunt it. If that is your style, your own personal style, I think you're going to look absolutely amazing in that as well. What else would I recommend for you? One last recommendation that I have for you for clothing pieces are slip dresses. I think flamboyant naturals look absolutely amazing in slip dresses, especially if they don't necessarily conform to your body too much, because that just makes it opens up your frame as well, like I've been mentioning with everything else, and it just makes you look really beautiful and really feminine as well. So slip dresses should be your best friend in the summer, that in my opinion. So it's up to you to take it or leave it. And then for accessories, I would say large bags will look amazing on you as well, because you are very tall. And so large glasses as well are going to look good on you. Large hats, so oversized hats, are going to look good on you. And especially like stuff like straw, like I mentioned, it's very natural. It's going to look amazing on you, but you can definitely go for, you know, a fabric oversized hat. And then for jewelry, basically boho vibes are going to look amazing on you. So stuff like shells or even pearls will look amazing on you because they're natural. And yeah, that's basically that. Anyway, that is everything that I had to share with you today in today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and you found it helpful. So I'm going to end this video right here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you all in the next one. God bless. Bye. Bye.